dramatic.
Oh, the GM weeps and feels bad, but it is your choice. So, okay. Well, you have, in that case, fortunately, the whatever is in the water is not entering the boat at this time. Yes, exactly. So, the Nora is coming up with, we are safe, nothing is coming, we are okay. That's your perception.
I can use it in the same scene, but it costs blood, and I think she will probably use it at later.
Got it. Okay, true.
But
Okay, so in that case, let's bring you to the finally, after an arduous and difficult but slightly complex path, we can bring you to this interesting clinic, and I will give you a picture.
Is it a clinic in Helsingborg?
No, actually, this clinic I did not pick up from. I did not. I got the kind of building that I wanted to. It's somewhere in America, I think. But just pretend that it's in Helsingborg somewhere. And also, just so we have it, all of you are somewhat familiar with the layout of the top floor, but both Nora and Ansa know that top floor's map very well. So for Nora and Ansa, getting around on that top floor, you know exactly what is where. And for the other two, you have a general idea. So this is not an unfamiliar building to you. Just imagine a building that looks a lot like this. Notice that my map is not actually from the same building, but I'm sure you can see what I mean. It's that kind of building, and this is the layout of the top. So it is it's a private clinic. And as we know, in the Scandinavian countries, that there is a fashion for privatizing everything, unfortunately, these days. And this is a beginning of such a process here in Helsingborg. By the way, what part of Helsingborg are we talking about? I will tell you. You actually have to go south for a little ways, away from the dock, to the interesting part of the town, which is called Rå, which is R-O-O, which is the coolest name in all of the Nordic countries except for Finland, who wins on all the names. But yes, it is a very old, very white demographic in this neighborhood. And also the average income is much higher than the average for the city. So you are in the privileged, older neighborhood.
It seems to be only villas.
I was going to say, I was going to say that Ejdesh is probably seeing this as low, as easy targets left and right as you proceed through this area. But that is your situation. So you are finally able to get. It is at least 2 klokkan at this point, and maybe even a little bit later. So it is really the dead of night at this time.
I mean, in this part of Helsingborg, there's absolutely no one out.
Oh, absolutely not. No, this is not an active area.
And do I understand right that we are kind of coming there, all of us now?
Yeah, exactly. You are finally able to meet each other, and the mesmerized driver, kind of drives off, perhaps not entirely in a straight line, and then and the four of you have finally come together, and with your somewhat confused patients, your body number 1 and your body number 2.
And then we also need all the patients inside the clinic.
Right. That should not really be a problem with a mesmerizer there. Telling medicated people what to do. I mean, Hans does that without even thinking about it. I mean, it's just, so
right.
That's not a problem. Nathan, do you want to yeah, I think you've been enjoying the spectacle, but is there anything you want to say or do as Hans at this time?
I know everybody. I think I'm just going to say that I bring the material for the experiments and super quality material.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't really have much to say at this point, I guess. I'm just bringing what I was told to bring, and
yeah, I suppose of all of you, all of you, you are the one who has been the most conformist with the plan so far. Ejdesh smells burnt, which is not a smell any vampire likes at all. And then also you have getting into this clinic and everything is perfectly fine. You have all the pass cards you need and everything. Yes, Odin.
So we also were in Helsingborg.
Are you asking where are you in Helsingborg? No.
Yeah, if we all 4 were in Helsingborg, or if it was just...
Yes, it is all 4 of you. 2 vehicles have arrived. The van with the patients and the little old piece of shit car with 2 vampires and a corpse. And so...
I planned on using the power again when they were during the ferry.
Oh, you did. Do you want to use it again? We can. Okay, I knew you wanted to do it later, but so you go ahead. If you want to stay on the ferry for right now to continue to use the power, we can just go back to that. That's fine. I don't mind. This one where I had planned when
right, and we passed that.
Okay. No, it's okay, Odin. It's okay, Odin. The clock can go back a little bit. I won't mind. I don't want to ruin your plan. Do it the way you want to, and I will obey.
Is it a contest of wills?
Yes, back to our contest of wills. Let's try that one again.
Starting to run out of willpower.
Mm-hmm. Start thinking about your restoration.
Oh.
2 successes. Okay, well that's good actually. The
3,
even better. Okay, so in that case, you can be sure that there is nothing there. And if the player is not sure how to interpret that, that's good. That's exactly the way I want you. So, okay. Then, yes, Ola.
This is more or less, have you shared this information with the rest of us somehow? Or is it still in your...
Well, this is, let's before we abstract this, let's just have all 4 of you talk. Henna, is there anything you want to say to the other vampires at this time?
I think we shared the thing on the phone, but I think I might say something about the fire. Yeah.
No more fires.
Yeah.
And then also, Nathan has told us that Hans is playing it cool and is not interested in processing anything at this time. Odin, do you want Nora to talk to them about her worries or about what she has been coping with? or sensed?
Concerned. Yes.
Yes.
She speaks like
Excellent.
what was. I think it's because it's. I think she slightly commented on the color because how. Silvig at least she mentioned like something about this and her shaking out the way to the hospital.
Excellent.
Is it
So the
only
idea that you may be stalked by a monster, I will paraphrase a little, I think. The fact that you may be stalked by a horrific phantasmal monster at this time that no one has ever believed in before. But you do have this terrifying evidence of Solveig having been blasted by sunlight in the middle of the night. So the story sounds crazy, but this is profoundly, disturbing. The last thing any of you wants is to suddenly confront the power of the sun in the middle of the night, right? So therefore, there is reason to be very concerned, even if the story of some crazy super non-vampire vampire, right, is hard to believe. Odin, is that fair? A fair summary?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Concerned
think
with when hearing the coast or
Yeah.
yeah,
Hannah?
I think I'm not buying stuff about like some monster no one has heard about or whatever, but I still request to see Solveig's body to see because like the like sunlight and the like what
Right.
like
I presume you are going into the building now, into the area.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds
Yeah.
great.
I'm
And
very fascinated by the monster story. And can you describe the monster? What does it look like? Is it? You don't know. It's like
Yeah.
invisible. Oh, boring.
well, no. You're a mechette. Invisible is not boring. Okay, so
Yeah, I can be invisible, but if I wanted, I was thinking of like illustrating this somehow.
yeah. Well,
All right.
excellent. I think that at this time, I'm going to say thank you to everyone. I think that we should probably pick up with the events in the clinic probably next session. I think because that's kind of a unit of its own. How are we doing on
kind
some?
of like the next?
The next. We will
next.
continue. We will continue next time. Yeah, next meeting. I believe somebody out there must have 5 beats by now.
I have 5.
Yeah. Nathan, 4. Okay. Hannah?
4 too.
Oh, bummer. Okay. So that's what point of experience for both.
Sorry, with the end of the session, that brings to 5.
Oh, that's right. The end of the session. That's true. Okay. So everybody erase your experience, although Nora and Ejdesh will have 1. But everybody else will have 0. And everybody has 1 point of experience.
I was actually counting the end of session.
Oh, you were? Okay, good enough.
So
All right.
I have.
Okay, well, that's exciting.
I didn't find anything about getting beats with spending willpower.
There's part of it that. Okay,
Oh,
I have a
never mind.
list. I have a list of what gets you beats, and that's on there.
So can I when I get 1 experience, can I immediately turn that into something valuable?
Yes, you can.
Like 1 dot somewhere.
Go and look at the costs of. Go look them up. There is a nice list.
Currently, you can spend a merit that call either a merit or a specialty, if I recall what you can.
Yeah, there's a schedule of costs in the rules, and you will have to look it up. You cannot just throw a dot anywhere.
I want to do that.
I know.
I think I can have something fun now because I have 3.
Ooh, excellent. Well, everybody, thank you very much. I'm beginning to catch the rhythm of the different mechanics and getting an idea of how they interact. Notice, of course, that you are burning a little bit of vitae and your willpower goes up and down. Some of you may want to review your willpower recovery rules to see what you can do. Something, right, to work on here. And I also think that that the clinic may offer plenty of room for things like investigations and things like that too. But you have an experiment to tend to. Let's not forget.
I've added an aspiration.
Mm-hmm.
I want to depict the invisible, horrible creature. I want to.
Add your investigation. I want to draw that thing. Right.
Yeah. Or draw or somehow.
He only wants to assist on researching, or just so he can have a picture of
That's right.
it like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's
You are not the only one with an aspiration about this thing, so now you have a buddy, Odin. So excellent.
And him of all people.
I know. Oh my goodness! Everybody, for those of you who know the older vampire, they were called Malkavians. They were the artistic crazy vampires, and so more or less. And so so Ejdesh is kind of channeling the older Malkavian, which makes perfectly good sense, actually, using the modern rules.
Because Maquette is kind of the clan who has the least
Right.
defining clan.
Right. So,
but I can also see, like, for example, the bloodline of Maquette I can see very well.
Right. That's true. I will have to read that. I'll have to read the supplement that you lent me a little more. I have not looked into the clan books yet. Okay, everyone, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good night,
Yeah.
everyone.